people, Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year to all of you. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've just joined us. My name is Nell, and to ring in the new year of 2021, I thought I would do a storytime video today. A lot of you seemed to quite enjoy the one that I did before, so I thought I would go ahead and make a second one, seeing as, to be fair, I've got quite a few stories kind of scrolled away that I think many of you may well enjoy in the future. So, in the first storytime video, I spoke about two spirits, a man and a woman, who were in the house where I grew up. What I didn't mention was that there was a third little spirit who lived alongside us all, and the reason I didn't mention her beforehand was she was a completely separate entity to the two already there. We know that the other two were in all likelihood attached to the house, whereas this one that I'm going to be talking about today was actually attached to me. So if you're ready to be well and truly spooked, grab a drink, dim the lights, and let's get into the story of my little spirit friend, shall we? So my teenage years, as I'm sure a lot of people will have experienced from theirs as well, were not particularly happy ones. I was bullied a lot for most of my school years, and my first proper adult job at 17 or 18, I was practically bullied out of it. So, you know, safe to say I was not at my happiest at that point in my life. And when I was about 14 or 15, I started to experience something quite strange, in the fact of I'd be lying in bed at night and I would feel someone lay down next to me on the bed, and then they would either stroke my hair or touch my back, or very kind of comforting actions like that. And they were comforting, I was in no way afraid, I didn't feel threatened or anything like that. And I'm sure that, if most people had experienced this, they would probably, quite rightly too, freaked out, because there was no one there. And I knew that there was no one there, at least no one who I could see. And but at this point I'd already lived in a house with spiritual activity for a few years now, so I wasn't overly not surprised by it, but it didn't spook me as much as it might have been if this had been the very first thing that had happened to me, spiritually speaking. And this would go on for a while, and it would always be the same thing. I'd be laying there in bed at night, upset about something that had happened during the day, and I'd feel someone just lay down next to me and stroke my hair or stroke my back, and it was just very much just a sense of, hey, it's okay, I'm here, go to sleep, it'll all be better in the morning kind of thing. Very, very gentle and kind of loving. And this went on for a couple of years or so, until a family friend of ours called, okay, I'm not gonna use his real name because I don't know whether he'd be okay with me using his real name, so let's call him James. So James was incredibly spiritual. He would do like readings and like pass on like mediumship messages and all this kind of thing to people. And you know, he was really good at what he did. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are fakes, are phonies, you know, they only do it for the money. But he was very much the real deal. Like, he could tap into things that were going on in our lives individually that we hadn't told anybody about before, and just kind of shock us into, oh, okay, right, how did you know that, kind of thing. And he'd be like, they told me, you know. And yeah, he was really quite amazing. And in fact, he was actually the one who kind of drew light to the fact that I was being bullied and the fact that I was miserable in my first job, because he was doing a reading for me and he was looking at the cards and like listening to his guides and everything, and then all of a sudden he stops, looks at me and he says, why do you think you're not good enough? And I was really like thrown for a second, and then like the waterworks just switched on like that, and I cried so hard because I, up to that point, hadn't told anyone what's been going on at work. You know, my parents had absolutely no idea that they were treating me so badly there. And you know, it really threw me, and that was the moment that I realised, hang on, this guy's the real deal, kind of thing, you know. And anyway, I'm kind of getting slightly off topic here, but yeah, so we kind of discuss that and then move on to like talking about something else. And then all of a sudden, so he looks towards the table at me and says, you do realise you've got a little girl sat next to you just there, and she sat in exactly the same way that you are. And then he went on to tell me that, you know, she's there a lot of the time when like I'm particularly upset about things, and she's there like trying to comfort me and everything like that. And I'm just sat there going, oh my god, that's literally what has been happening like the last, you know, couple of years, 2-3 years. And he said, yeah, she's been with you for a very long time. And he went on to tell me then that her name is Emily, and she's a little like Victorian-esque girl from like kind of that kind of time, or at least dressed like it. So she's got like the like little Victorian dress on, and ringlets, and she's got like a little teddy bear tucked onto her arm. Very, very cute. And she's very playful, like she'll like to like move things around and hide things and things like that. And yeah, she is apparently attached to me, and you know, she's not in any way dangerous or hurtful or anything like that. She's there, you know, to kind of keep an eye on me and look out for me, and yeah, she's just kind of there really. And so I kind of went, oh okay then, like, you know, that's interesting, kind of, you know, kind of keeping it to myself a little bit, because yeah, it's kind of not every day you get told that, you know, you have little Victorian girl kind of stuck to your hip kind of thing, in a way, in a nice way obviously. And after this I kind of started noticing when she was around a little bit more. Like, obviously I would still feel her at night, and especially when I was upset, but like I could be, you know, kind of doing my own thing, kind of pottering around doing stuff, and like just kind of sense her there, just like, you know, hanging out, watching me kind of thing, like, hi Emily. And one particular moment I had where she was clearly feeling incredibly playful that night, or just kind of didn't want to be left at home, was I was getting ready to go out one evening, and what I was gonna do was get all my stuff together in a bag, go to my friend's house, get ready there, and then we'd all go out together. And so I'm going around getting stuff together, putting them in my bag, and for the life of me I could not find my black eyeliner pencil. Now obviously little, you know, 17 baby goth me obviously can't be seen anywhere without her black eyeliner, and so, you know, this was a big thing for me, and I could not find it anywhere. And so in the end I say, just like out loud, right, okay, I'm leaving the house in 10 minutes and I'd really like it back, please. It's very funny what you're doing, but I would like my eyeliner pencil back. And then I just kind of carry on doing what I'm doing, getting ready. 10 minutes goes by and it still hasn't appeared. So it's like, well, okay, well, I'll just have to go without tonight then. So get my stuff together, leave the house, get to my friends, go into the bathroom to start getting changed, open the top of the bag up, and there, right on top of all my stuff, is the eyeliner pencil, right on top of there, where I could clearly see it. And it's like a, well, at least she, you know, did what I asked and gave it back, you know. But that was definitely one of my most kind of like memorable, playful moments with her. And since then I've seen her like a couple of times. So the first time was when I must have been about, I don't know, 18 or 19, and I'd just gotten from work one afternoon and I was stood in the kitchen making myself a cup of tea, you know, that wonderful English tradition of, you know, get in, make a cup of tea, sit back and relax. And yeah, so I'm stood there waiting for the kettle to boil, and I'm the only one in the house at the time, and all of a sudden I see a movement out of the corner of my eye. So I look around and for just a split second I see her, and she's just clear as day. She's got like blonde curly hair in a ringlet style. She's got her little Victorian dress on, she's got a teddy bear tucked under her arm, and she just kind of stood there smiling at me, and then she just kind of disappears. And yeah, that was it really. A very, very kind of quick like experience in that regard, but you know, it was real nice to kind of like be reminded of, hey, here I am, hi, how's your day, kind of thing. And yeah, the second time I saw her, and this is the last time I've seen her, like, kind of so far, kind of thing, like, I haven't seen her since then, was I'd just moved into this place. Bearing in mind this was like 10-11 years ago now, so quite a long time. And we'd only just gotten the keys to the place, so we were still in the process of, you know, like decorating it and kind of giving it like the homey touch before I moved like all the rest of the stuff in and kind of got settled in properly. And I was stood just over there actually, and I was painting the wall, and it must have been relatively late in the evening, must have been about kind of 9ish, yeah, about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the evening. And so I had my back to the door and I was stood like on a little step ladder, painting near the window. And again, all of a sudden I see like some movement out of the corner of my eye in the reflection of the window. So I like shift my focus to look, and there she is. She's just stood in the middle of the doorway just watching me, and she kind of gives like a little half smile and disappears. And it was almost like she's just kind of checking in, you know, making sure I was okay, and then yeah, she was just gone. And that was the last time that I've seen her. Like I've like felt her presence like ever so often, and it's almost like she's just kind of like checking in every now and then, because obviously, you know, at that time of my life when she was the most prominent, I was very low, and you know, I was just generally unhappy, and I think now I've kind of moved on into a better like area of my life now. You know, I'm more than settled here. I've got my fiance, I've got a job that I really enjoy, you know, things are really good. So maybe she feels like she doesn't have to like keep an eye on me quite so much these days. But yeah, I do still feel her around from time to time, just checking in, you know. I mean, occasionally you'll be like sat on a sofa watching TV or doing the cooking or whatever, and all of a sudden the cats will like look up from where they're napping and like stare at something and then go completely schizo and and yeah, just like run madly around the flat for a minute. So, you know, I think that may well be her like winding them up and playing with them a little bit. And you know, occasionally things will go missing here and then turn up somewhere else, but these days it's more of a is that Emily, or is it one of the cats playing with something that they shouldn't be? So, you know, there's still that kind of that bit's kind of called into question a little bit. But yeah, that's the story of my little spirit friend Emily. And I mean, I don't know, maybe with me talking about her, maybe they'll kind of prompt her to kind of come forward a little bit more. Who knows? If that happens, I'll certainly let you guys know. But yeah, that's the story of my little spirit friend. I very much hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment, or hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, sweet dreams.